Hi there, it's Carl Irwin, the Common Magician, and I want to try something interesting with you. I've got a couple decks of cards here to have you shuffle these up any way that you want. Make sure that they're mixed up. And you can see that these truly are mixed up. There's really nothing unusual going on here. Everything is mixed up, right, to your satisfaction. What I'm going to do is very simple. I want you to just tell me, I'm going to shuffle the cards. I just want you to tell me when to stop, anytime that you want. Just say stop anytime. Right there. Okay, we'll stop right there. And then what I want to do is we'll do the same thing again. You can see, again, everything's mixed up. Everything's in an unusual order. There's nothing strange about this at all. I'm just going to deal some cards out like this, and what I want you to do is I just want you to tell me when to stop. Even groups of cards, packets of cards, just say stop anytime that you want. Right here, this is where you want this card. Okay, so we'll put that one there, and then also over here you made a selection as well. And what would be interesting is if you made exactly the same selection, 5 of hearts, 5 of hearts. So this is an idea about, it's concerning those individuals that really are adamant that everything that they do with regular cards, no gimmicks at all. And what I looked at last time was this idea of a duplicate card selection, free selection from a deck that's shuffled by the spectator. The key issue here is not the selection matching. The key issue is the deck being shuffled by the spectator. That's really where the problem is at. The problem is not really in a way to get to like cards. Anybody can do that. All you need is some kind of force, right? And these are just kind of haphazard forces. Both of them look like some kind of timing force, but they're not. One is a force just using a bottom deal, and then the other one is a force just using an overhand shuffle kind of revelation with a discrepancy is involved in that too. But anyway, these are forces that are very accessible to get to two light cards. The issue is about, when dealing with this kind of a trick with regular deck of cards, is how do you get to the cards when the deck has been shuffled? So here's the theory. If they shuffle the cards and you take the cards back, you don't have any control, even if you demonstrate that the cards are shuffled, right? And what I'm doing in demonstrating is I'm getting some control for a force. And I can, when showing this, I can get control any way that I want. A couple ways, like I did here, I went through until I found a card. I just actually picked a card at random on the first one. And what I did for the first one is I put it second from the bottom. I'm going to go for 3 of hearts. So I stop at the queen like this, I show, and then I turn this over. And then I said I'm going to shuffle. And when I did that, I skinned off the bottom card, which leaves me now with the 3 of hearts. I say, go ahead and say stop. I skin the bottom card again, and then I force it. Again, the force is not the issue, it's the control. So just in spreading, you can really identify any card and get control over it. Now, let's say I'm on the second deck, and I need to get a control of a card that I already used. So let's say we'll go with the 7 of clubs. If I go like this and I spread, I'm going to show until I see the 7 of clubs that everything is shuffled. Now, I can go as quick as I want in banter and pattern until I get all the way to the top. But it's just a matter, once I get it, of just breaking at that spot or one away from it and then turning over, cutting, turning over and putting the bottom cards on the top and squaring up, right? Why leave a card underneath it? Well, it gives you a chance, at least in the break, so that they wouldn't, in retrospect, notice seeing that card or remember seeing that card. But it probably isn't even necessary to do that. Another way to do this, it's a little bit cleaner, I think, is to spread them out like this, and you can make a point of the fact that you can see these are completely different. They're all in a different order. No 2 cards are in the same place. And what I've done is I've actually spotted 2 cards that I can use. I've got 7 of diamonds here, and I've got 7 of diamonds here. They could be anywhere. It doesn't really matter. You could even maybe identify the top card of one deck and then find that card in another place, and that means you don't have to change anything about this one, right? So if I go with 5 of hearts up here, and they wouldn't necessarily note the top card, but then I have this one down here, I'm going to pick up this deck. I know it's on top, and I'm going to deal with that force. Down here, I'm going to pick up the deck, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to shift the deck. I'm going to push off on that card, and I'm going to shift it to the bottom. So now I have the 5 of hearts on bottom. Now I can bottom deal this, or I can skin it when doing a overhand shuffle and force it out. Here I've got the top card to force out. I can force that any way that I want to. I could do a shuffle to get it to the bottom and bottom deal it. I could do any other kind of top card force, right? I could go right from here and say, go ahead and cut the deck. Why don't you cut it right there? And then I'm just going to crisscross force out that top card to them and then do this some other way. So the force is not the issue. The issue when having them shuffle the cards is just getting control of 2 cards after that shuffle. And I think this idea here in particular of making a point together on a table that no 2 cards are in the same place, you have ample opportunity now to get two of the same cards in control to then force back out again. So for those of you that are absolute purists and don't, for those of you that are purists and accept the idea of getting control without having a gimmick, this is a way to do it. Personally, I think that there is some power in having them shuffle the cards, and immediately you take the deck back, and then you can stop wherever that card is at, just with a little bit of control, right off of a face-down shuffle without having to do anything extra. But I don't think there's really anything wrong with this. There's really nothing wrong with showing face-up, because there's no way that you could get control, as far as they're concerned, of 2 of the same card, right? It's one thing if they've selected a card and it's been placed in the deck, right? They select the 5 of hearts, it's been placed in the deck, and I say shuffle, and then I show the cards face up. Now, this is highly suspect, and the one reason why it's highly suspect is that there's an identity in play. There's something in the theory here that if there's not an identity in play, if all there is a demonstration of a shuffled deck and nothing's been selected, no identities are known, there's no assumption of outcome. They're not looking for anything. If they're looking for a 5 of hearts at this point, then so are you, right? If they know it, then you know it, which means you can find it. But nobody knows what the outcome is supposed to be right now. It's a regular deck of cards, and it's just been shuffled by them. It's just been spread out here or in the hands. I think that's a really, really good, powerful opportunity to get ahead on a card identity that is not yet known to anybody except for you. They don't know what to expect, and they don't think that you should know what to expect. So anyway, there's your idea. Good luck with that. Happy magicking.